Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Juan.
Hi, how are you guys today?
I'm so tired because on week I had many meetings.
Yeah, I know, I know. And the rest, how are you guys? Do you have classes or work today or no? Well, besides English, of course. No?
No,
No, we're good.
Good. All right. Okay. So, just to make sure, are you able to see the PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
Objectives for
Yes.
today.
Mhm. So, what we're gonna do right now, or the objectives that we want to cover today, are to practice some listening comprehension activities.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to keep having conversations related to media influences, and we're going to practice grammar, grammatical structures that are relative clauses,
Mm-hmm.
and discuss a little for a reading, which is going to be mostly for homework, but I do want to just explain that,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what do you have any questions with this?
No.
No.
Okay. So, we're gonna start with this. I have this question. What do you understand about the expression or the words movies and career choices? What comes to your mind when you see these movies and career choices? What do you think?
Do you understand? Very cool.
Yes, what do you understand? What do you think it means, or what is it related about? For example, when you were, and I'm going to talk about the past, when you were children or when you were teenagers, maybe, would you ever watch a movie that had like this amazing, like a character that had an amazing job or profession, and you were like, oh my god, I want to be that when I grow up, or no?
No, no, really no.
No, never.
No.
All right,
Not
and
maybe.
In my
maybe.
case, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
what what movie did you watch and what career was it?
I like I like it the Superman movie
Okay,
and Batman,
all
but I
right.
choose another career.
Well, yes. All right. So yeah, I think everybody, like, especially when we're children and we watch like superhero movies, like we say like, ah, I want to be that when I grow up, maybe.
Yes,
Fire.
Well,
was a
I
child.
Uh-huh.
I say that when I was a child, but a child like 8 years, something like that.
Uh-huh. Yes. All right. Anybody else who wants to share something about this?
Well, I saw a movie when I was young. It's called Swordfish.
Uh,
It's related to um, system development. And I like that profession. That
okay.
I saw that movie.
All right. Very good. Okay, so we're gonna continue. I don't know who has some like sound.
I don't know.
All right.
I
So
hear that too. I hear
yes.
that too. I don't know what it is.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mute you guys, and when I ask you to speak,
Question?
just unmute, or I will unmute you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. So in this case, now that we talked a little bit about this, I'm actually going to ask you. I have the instruction in here. It says, let's check some vocabulary words and or expressions and what you understand. So I have this blue kind of like lilac purple box, and I have Space Shuttle Commander, Plagued, Gangs, Living Proof of That, Inciting an Interest, Spacefaring, and Not Giving Up Your Dreams. These are words and some expressions, okay, that are going to be in a listening activity that we're going to do in a moment. But what I'm going to ask you to do, and I think I'll take a picture because I'm going to separate you to the breakout rooms so you can have a conversation between 2 or 3 people and explain or give a definition to these words. If you know, good. If you don't know, try to explain whatever you think that it is. Just don't Google it, okay? It's only speaking and what you know. And if you think that maybe it is something like you're saying something that is invented, it's okay. Don't worry. But I want you to have a conversation, okay? All right, everybody agrees?
Yeah, teacher.
All right, so I'm gonna separate you. I'm gonna take a picture and I'm going to send it to the WhatsApp group, okay? Just for you guys to have this. Let me separate you guys to the WhatsApp group, to the breakout room. Okay, so we are 11 people.
Teacher?
Did you receive the invitation to the breakout room or no?
No, because I got because the internet failed. My internet failed.
Fail. Okay, let me see if I can put you in one.
Thank you.
Mhm.
gangs. I don't know.
This sounds like a gangsters, no?
Like yes, sounds like a gangster, maybe. Um, let me see. Living proof of that.
Mhm.
I don't know what does mean that. Do you know this word?
Living proof of that.
Let me.
Sounds
let me-
like a
What other plaude?
The gangs. It's like a band of people, a group.
Yes.
Living
It's
proof.
a many people. Well, in the group.
It's like friends.
Yes. Um, living proof of that. Mm,
Prueba.
See, insist and interest. I don't know. Insist, well, is uh,
As something we do is interesting thing, or let you um,
you wanna
something good.
you wanna do, or you want to resolve something interesting, but you have to insist about that. I don't know. Space faring.
Like a gangster.
Mm,
Gang is a group of person, a group of people. Gang.
It's a small group.
Yeah, maybe, or a big group. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Gang. Another word. In fact, sometimes when I was a child, sometimes I would like to belong in a gang because I think that when you belong any gang, maybe you can do anything. you get strength, you get courage to do anything. I think. Do you understand?
Yes.
Next.
Well, papering. Do you know?
Spacery. Okay. Giving proof
Basically,
that.
the
Living proof of that.
on your dreams. Oh,
Words and how do you say frase? Oh my god. Oh my god.
so is this actor the actor of the movies Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise? He wants to record a movie in the space.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And the next, not giving up on your dreams. What does it mean? Could you looking for this word? Or
Yes.
this, thank you.
Not kidding.
All right, so we're gonna wait for the others to come back, and then we're gonna check these, like the vocabulary words and expressions from them to see what they discussed.
Hello.
Hi. All right, let me just wait for the others to come back, and then we'll continue.
Okay.
Yes.
That we are working in order to achieve our dreams.
All right, everybody's here?
Yes.
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 Okay, very good. So in this case, I'm gonna go one by one, like the words and or expressions, and I would like just for one person for now, like a different person for every word. Tell me. For Space Shuttle Commander, what did you guys understand?
We are talking about this. This is a chief of one rocket, or for example.
Okay.
I
All right.
think.
Yes.
It is right.
Yes. So for example, let me. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna specifically focus on this one. And can you see this picture?
Yes.
Okay. So it's pretty much what Hipólito was saying. It's a space shuttle commander. Is sort of like the chief, or well, the commander in the rocket. Okay.
Okay.
Plagued. What is plagued?
Something bad.
What?
Sounds like a plaga in
Like
Spanish.
coronavirus.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yes.
Maybe,
Well, sorry.
maybe.
Yes. So it's pretty much yes what you mentioned, like the coronavirus, or like that word in Spanish that you mentioned. All right. Gangs.
For example, in this case, it's a play for insect, no?
The what? Sorry.
Insect. The plague.
Okay. Yes. An
yes.
insect. Yeah. A plague, like it's a bunch of insects in a place, in whatever. So if there are a lot, it's a plague.
Books.
Okay, a plague. All right. What about gangs? What do you understand by gangs?
About people. In Spanish, it sounds like a cholos.
Criminals.
Yes.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cholos.
Sure.
So yes. Can you see the picture?
Yes.
Yes.
So pretty much, it's like this: a group of people who normally, I mean, at least what we know is that normally they do bad things. Okay.
Okay.
What about living proof of that? What did you understand, or what did
This
you?
is like a challenge.
Okay.
Like a what?
Challenge.
Challenge.
Yes, something like that. The expression living proof of that is like, for example, I don't know if maybe in Spanish we'd have this saying when somebody for a long time, for example, starts saying that no, I don't know. For example, no, Hilda is never going to be a teacher. She's never going to be a teacher because she doesn't know English. And then many years later, I am a teacher. I speak English, so I tell you, I can say, it can happen. It really can happen. I mean, I did it. I'm the living proof of that. So I am doing what you thought I couldn't do. Yes. In
Okay.
Spanish, I don't know. La prueba de esto o la prueba de eso. I don't know. I don't remember what's the saying in Spanish.
O maybe prueba viviente de eso.
Yes, that.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly like that. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like when somebody tells you like, no, this cannot happen or you cannot do this. It's like, I'm doing it. I'm the living proof of that. Somebody can do something. Okay.
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 What about inciting an interest? What do you think is inciting an interest?
To get interest about anything.
Yes. So inciting an interest, the expression is that like you want a person to be interested in what you want them to do, pretty much.
Like a courage?
Yeah, like encourage.
Maybe.
Not necessarily, because
Mhm.
maybe, for example, maybe I have a little brother, and for example, he began studying English. He didn't want to,
Mhm.
but I told him like, no, yes, like if you study English, you're going to be bilingual. When you finish your career, you're going to have more options to find a better job. You can go to the United States and blah blah blah. So I am inciting, like I'm starting to like make him interested in studying English.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Miss, I know what is this sounds.
What?
I think it's a ventilador de piso.
Oh, the air.
Fan.
But
Ah,
I don't know who wants
oh, okay.
who had this type of
Fan.
ventilador.
Okay. All right. So, guys, if you guys have a fan, like right on your face, you can move it a little bit so you don't have like the sound of the air.
Teacher,
Oh,
Yes.
put the ventilador in the number 1.
Yes.
No, in the 3.
Yeah.
teacher,
Yes.
teacher.
Yes.
What my company do is manufacture industrial fans, and we have all kind of fans, even for domestic fans.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to send my my phone number,
Okay.
because if someone needs one, maybe could talk to me.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Air Master is the company.
Okay. Good. Thanks.
I think we all put the
Mute.
mute,
Yes.
and when I want to speak,
Just unmute it.
and,
All right.
but all time on mute.
On mute. Yes. I'm gonna put you, and when you want to speak, please put the microphone on. Okay. And we're gonna continue with spacefaring. I don't know if you were able to understand this word, or if you have like a definition or maybe an example of this. Who wants to say something about spacefaring?
Me.
Okay.
Who is the difference into a spacefaring and a spaceship?
There is a difference. A spaceship is like the
Vehicle.
mean of transportation, like for like a rocket or a UFO.
Okay.
And spacefaring is okay. This, like spacefaring is
Action of travel in the space, no?
yes and no. Spacefaring is actually living on the space. Like there are
Like the movie the Wally, something like that.
yes, something like that. No, there was a movie called, I think, Passengers. I don't remember the name in Spanish. It's
Yes, but the passengers lives in
in a
a
spaceship.
in a spaceship.
Spaceship, sorry. Okay, so yeah, then it would be kind of like Wally. Is there are communities in the space, and they live in these communities. So it's like a science fiction movie, but spacefaring is that, like living in a community on the space.
Okay.
Mhm.
No, it's
And
no, it's
yes,
an ovni.
an ovni.
Uh-huh.
No, an ovni would be more like a spaceship, like the mean of transportation.
Okay.
And the spacefaring is an actual. I don't want to call them houses, but maybe they can like buildings or like space houses, if you want to call it like that. But they are all connected in a community.
Okay.
Okay. And what about not giving up your dreams? What do you guys understand for that? Who wants to say something?
It sounds like a never stop or believe, something like that.
Uh-huh. So in this case, I don't know if I have no. So not giving up your dreams would be that. Like if you want to accomplish something, like maybe study to become a chef or something like that, and somebody tells you like, no, that's not good, that's not good. Like no, focus and continue. Like don't give up your dreams, continue doing it, you can do it. Okay? Questions that you have with this, you can speak right now and then I can put you in mute. Do you have questions with this?
No.
No? All of the vocabulary words are understood?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Okay, very good. So this is what we're gonna be doing right now. We're going to talk about, well, actually we're going to listen to this person. Her name is Mamta Nagaraja. I'm not entirely sure the pronunciation. I try to imitate the pronunciation, but no. And she's going to talk about her movie inspiration and influence. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And we're actually gonna watch a video about this. But I want you to well, I'm gonna ask this and for you guys to write it in the chat. How do you imagine Mamta Nagaraja will feel will feel as she described her favorite movie? Okay, you don't know her, you haven't listened to her, but if she's talking about her movie inspiration and influence, how do you think she feels? Okay, please write this in the chat. Whatever you think the way she's going to feel as she speaks. Okay,
Okay.
so please in the chat. Are you guys writing on the chat or no?
Yes. No.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna wait to see what you write. No, no, we haven't played the audio. It's only writing on the chat. You have to write on the chat how you imagine she's going to feel as she described the movie. Okay.
I'm so excited.
All right. So Juan Carlos, excited.
Yeah.
Okay, exciting. Happy and excited. Very good. Okay, good. Sandra, so I think her works inspiration, emotions. Okay. Okay. Yes, she might have mixed feelings. Tired. Okay. Yes. Very good. Cecilia. All right. Yes, Renalo. She'll maybe be calm. Okay, Brenda. All right. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to think who Tere was.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Daniel, Daniel Ramirez is Pamela, right? Okay. Yes. All right, so I guess right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue, but the rest, guys, you also need to write down something in the chat. Okay, good, Eric. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna continue with this. Well, we'll actually check this. All right, I don't know if you have. Do you guys have like a notebook or a piece of paper with you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask you because we're gonna do 3 activities, okay? With the listening, I put 4, but it's 3. I want you to copy this question. Copy this question, please.
Listo.
All right, let me just wait for the others.
Take a picture only.
Miss,
Right.
can you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, what?
I want to take a picture.
Yes. Okay, there you go. Hold on. Let me make it bigger. Can you see it?
Yes, ready.
All right. All right, so pay attention to this. We are going to listen to, we're gonna watch this video in a moment, and we are going to listen. I want you to pay attention to this question. What is the name of her favorite movie? And you're gonna have 3 options, either Space Camp, Star Trek, or Apollo 13. Okay? Only focus on this. Don't focus on the rest. Focus on the name of her favorite movie, okay? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Let me go to the book. Here it is. The sound is on. All right. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, so let me see.
My favorite movie
Can you listen?
when I was a young
Yes.
girl was
All right, so I'm gonna play just a little bit forward. Okay.
My favorite movie when I was a young girl was a movie called Space Camp. It was released in 1986. Every time I watched it, I got lost in my imagination. Like I was Catherine, the lead character who wanted to be the first female space shuttle commander. Or maybe I had a robot friend named Jinx who could send me into space. I could practically feel the vibrations every time I watched it. I already wanted to be an astronaut, but because of that movie, it inspired me even more to fly into space someday. The character of Catherine from Space Camp was one of my very first role models as a young girl. It's amazing to think that this fictional character inspired me on my journey, from growing up in a small town plagued by gangs and drugs to becoming an engineer for NASA. Hollywood movies can be a big influence on kids, and I'm living proof of that. It's a serious responsibility. There are many other TV shows and movies that could easily be credited for inciting an interest in space and engineering, like Apollo 13, or Star Trek, or Disney Junior's spacefaring cartoon, Miles from Tomorrowland. These shows appeal to both boys and girls. They're about possibility, about exploration and imagination, but most importantly, they're about not giving up on your dreams.
All right, let me go back to the PowerPoint presentation just for a little bit. Okay, so according to her, what is the name of her favorite movie?
Space Camp.
Okay, yes, everybody agrees, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, so her
Yes.
favorite,
Yes.
very good. So yes, her favorite movie is Space Camp, all right? Now, we're gonna listen one more time, and this is going to be the second listening. And I have one, two, these two questions, okay? Question number one, it says, what is the name of the movie character that inspired Mamta Nagara that? It can be Kate, Katie, or Catherine, okay? And when was the movie released? What year? 1966, 1986, 1996, okay? So we're gonna listen and we're going to only focus on this, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let me go back to the, did you take a picture or no?
Yes.
Let me see.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So let me go to the book. Okay. Tell me if you can listen to the audio.
My favorite movie when I was a young girl.
Can you listen to it?
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Okay. Let me mute you guys so you can all be able to listen without noise, okay?
My favorite movie when I was a young girl was a movie called Space Camp. It was released in 1986. Every time I watched it, I got lost in my imagination. Like I was Catherine, the lead character who wanted to be the first female space shuttle commander. Or maybe I had a robot friend named Jinx who could send me into space. I could practically feel the vibrations every time I watched it. I already wanted to be an astronaut, but because of that movie, it inspired me even more to fly into space someday. The character of Catherine from Space Camp was one of my very first role models as a young girl. It's amazing to think that this fictional character inspired me on my journey, from growing up in a small town plagued by gangs and drugs to becoming an engineer for NASA. Hollywood movies can be a big influence on kids, and I'm living proof of that. It's a serious responsibility. There are many other TV shows and movies that could easily be credited for inciting an interest in space and engineering, like Apollo 13, or Star Trek, or Disney Junior's spacefaring cartoon, Miles from Tomorrowland. These shows appeal to both boys and girls. They're about possibility, about exploration and imagination, but most importantly, they're about not giving up on your dreams.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to the presentation just to check these two questions. All right, so I'm gonna focus on question number 1. What is it? All right, so do you guys? No, it's okay. Do you guys have the same answer, Catherine?
Yes.
Catherine, yes.
All right, yes. So it's Catherine. And what about the year? What movie? When?
1980.
86.
1980.
1986.
All right. So letter B.
Letter B.
All right. Very good. Okay. So yes. And all right. Let me just mute you so you guys can listen with no noise. Okay. So this is the last time that we're actually going to do this listening. I'm sorry. We're gonna have 2 more questions, and they are a little bit more complicated. And we're gonna focus a little bit more on the information. Question number 1. It says, "What did Catherine, the lead character of the movie, wanted to become as a professional?" And you're going to listen and focus on this. Either the first female astronaut in her country, the first colonel in the NASA, or the first female space shuttle commander. So we're talking about Catherine, okay? The girl from the movie. What did she wanted to become as a professional? You have these 3 options. Question number 2. The movie inspired Mamta to, and then you have option A, fly into the space someday, work for the NASA, or become a role model for the others. Okay? These are the 2 questions and the answers that you have to focus on. Do you have questions with this? Tell me.
No, no question.
No? All good?
All good.
All right. Did you take a picture, or do you want me to take the picture?
Yes, I took the picture.
All right, you took a picture. All right, so let me go back to the book and go to the video. All right, so I'm gonna play it right now.
My favorite movie when I was a young girl was a movie called Space Camp. It was released in 1986. Every time I watched it, I got lost in my imagination. Like I was Catherine, the lead character who wanted to be the first female space shuttle commander. Or maybe I had a robot friend named Jinx who could send me into space. I could practically feel the vibrations every time I watched it. I already wanted to be an astronaut, but because of that movie, it inspired me even more to fly into space someday. The character of Catherine from Space Camp was one of my very first role models as a young girl. It's amazing to think that this fictional character inspired me on my journey, from growing up in a small town plagued by gangs and drugs to becoming an engineer for NASA. Hollywood movies can be a big influence on kids, and I'm living proof of that. It's a serious responsibility. There are many other TV shows and movies that could easily be credited for inciting an interest in space and engineering, like Apollo 13, or Star Trek, or Disney Junior's spacefaring cartoon, Miles from Tomorrowland. These shows appeal to both boys and girls. They're about possibility, about exploration and imagination, but most importantly, they're about not giving up on your dreams.
All right, let me go back to the PowerPoint presentation. Or were you able to get the answers?
I think.
No.
No. All right. So I'm just gonna play it one more time. Focus only on those two questions, and then we're gonna check the answers. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
My favorite movie when I was a young girl was a movie called Space Camp. It was released in 1986. Every time I watched it, I got lost in my imagination. Like I was Catherine, the lead character who wanted to be the first female space shuttle commander. Or maybe I had a robot friend named Jinx who could send me into space. I could practically feel the vibrations every time I watched it. I already wanted to be an astronaut, but because of that movie, it inspired me even more to fly into space someday. The character of Catherine from Space Camp was one of my very first role models as a young girl. It's amazing to think that this fictional character inspired me on my journey, from growing up in a small town plagued by gangs and drugs to becoming an engineer for NASA. Hollywood movies can be a big influence on kids, and I'm living proof of that. It's a serious responsibility. There are many other TV shows and movies that could easily be credited for inciting an interest in space and engineering, like Apollo 13, or Star Trek, or Disney Junior's spacefaring cartoon Miles from Tomorrowland. These shows appeal to both boys and girls. They're about possibility, about exploration and imagination, but most importantly, they're about not giving up on your dreams.
All right. So let me go back to the PowerPoint presentation and just to confirm the answers. So first of all, number one, Catherine, the movie character. What did she want to become as a professional, according to Mamta?
Letter C.
There's
Yes.
the first famous. Yes.
First male space shuttle commander.
Very good. Yeah, the first female space shuttle commander. And now, this movie, Space Camp, inspired Mamta to what?
Hey, fly into space someday.
Fly into space.
Yes, very good. So it inspired her to fly into space someday, which she did. She was able to achieve that. She is the living proof of that. Do you have questions with this?
No.
No.
Okay, so in this case, these are some activities that we're going to be doing. They are, if you notice, very general, very specific for us to practice listening, okay? Now, to continue with this, I have this discussion. And if you notice, I put, think about your career or college university choices, okay? Why did you select that university? That's the first question. Why did you choose that career? Okay, maybe you're still studying, so why did you choose that career? What influenced you into studying or working in what you do? Okay, you can either copy these questions or take a picture of the questions.
Yeah.
You took it, all right. And what we're gonna do is, again, I'm going to separate you guys in the breakout rooms. I'm going to give you 4 minutes, okay? Between 5 or 4 minutes for you guys to discuss this. But take turns. Everybody has to participate. Everybody has to give their opinion, all right? Yes?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna separate you guys. Hold on. All right, so let's see how many we are. 14 people. And I'm not good with math. Okay. All right. I'm gonna send you to the breakout room and please have a discussion on these questions, okay?
Okay.
All right, go.
You want
Mhm. Why why did why did you select that university?
what?
Why did you select that university? Why?
But this career is not found in the other university.
Ah, okay. Is the only option.
A fortune. I worked in multimedias and I see a lot my career. TV, radio, newspaper, spectacular. Is a movie, and today is a role model. Jerry Maguire is a publicist, and we give a lot of money.
I love the career.
Yeah, I love.
It's one of the career when you express all the image.
And I am working like an engineer in this company. I just started the class in my house, but today I am in the company. And I enjoy to be an engineer because in my case, I saw that the men change the laws according that they need it. But in the science, we can change the laws because the laws are there. And we only use it, and it's why I decided to study engineering. That
Okay.
And that's all. I have another career, but
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I select this university because it is close to my house, or it's cerca. Bueno, okay. And in second question is because I like subjects in the international topics.
Bueno, ya hizo todo lo que tenía que hacer, ¿no? Para surgir.
Sí, de hecho, todo lo que hizo.
Did you guys finish with the conversation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let me just go back to the other groups, and we'll bring it back to the principal session. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is very limited because the contract for this career.
All companies is in Mexico.
If that career, the contract was for 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, four times of my career, I have a subject about periodism. It's very good, the career, I like it, but laborar here in Mexico about this career is very dangerous.
Yeah.
For the insecurity and another reasons. I like my career as licenciado en comunicación because it's very expansive in the campo laboral here in Mexico.
Yeah.
And it's very good.
In my specialization is adversity. I love my career. I love, and I work in the company what do my career.
Yes.
It's a great.
Maybe I do much practice in here in multimedios.
It's good.
If I have time, I want to practice here.
It's a great opportunity. The SS.
All right. Okay, so let me just go to the presentation. I was listening to you guys, and it was a really good conversation that you were all having. Let's see what we have next. Okay, do you guys have the book with you, or I don't know if you have copies or something? Do you guys have it? Or no?
Yes.
Yes, it's the book.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna ask you.
Where is my book?
Okay, so what I'm gonna ask you to do is, if you have the book, please open your book on page 29. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So if you already have the book on page 29, what I'm gonna ask you to do is, I have page 29 has this part. If you don't have the book, you can actually read it from here. What I'm gonna ask you is, take a moment and read the information about media and the mind. Okay, take a moment and just read this part.
It's in page 28, but
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, 28. Yeah, I think I was looking at the other the other page. All right, so please, it's 28. Are you guys finished?
Yes.
Okay. So in this case, what is it talking about, or what are they saying or describing in these two paragraphs or two boxes?
Negative and positive context about studies who the universities makes.
Okay, so they made about what? What was the study about?
About the media, like TV shows, movies, can affect your mind. And
All right. Now,
the behavior,
the what?
the
Sorry.
behavior.
Okay.
behavior
Yes.
people who show the watching the movies, violent movies or social pro-social movies
Okay. Yes.
can be affect to the behavior that people.
Yes, how the media affect us.
Okay. Now, do you think that they have like, I wanna use the word affect. Like, do you think that they really affect us in all of these aspects that they are describing or mentioning in these two paragraphs, or no?
Is the question, sorry?
Do you guys really, do you agree that they affect us in a way?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So do you know, or have you heard about a movie or a TV show that affected different people, or a specific group of people?
No.
No, all people.
Okay. All right. So in this case, we're going to kind of stop with the discussions. I was going to separate you to the breakout rooms, but it's fine. I think that we. Okay. Now we're going to talk a little bit about relative clauses. And who would like to read these two sentences?
Me.
Okay.
Talking about media and inspirations. A role model is someone who provides an example of how to behave. The movies that children watch should be age appropriate.
Okay, good. What about these two? Who would like to read these two?
Me,
Okay.
Superheroes who are often based on comic book characters are not always good role models for children. They survey, which include people from all over the world, show that movies can influence behavior.
Okay. And what about the last two?
Me?
Yes.
People participating in the study were a lot volunteers. The movie plot was inspiration that year was the theory of everything.
Okay.
The
So,
theory of everything.
the theory of everything. So in this case now, relative clauses. Okay. Now we're going to start working with grammar.
Okay.
Okay, that's my best handwriting. From here, like I want to focus only on this box. Which are the relative clauses in these sentences?
That.
Okay, so I have one, that. What else?
Which?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Who? Actually have one and two.
Which?
Yes, so which? Okay.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to underline this one, but I'm going to explain those in a moment. Do you have any idea why we use relative clauses? Do you have an idea, or maybe you imagine that we use them for this? Because we have who, that, comma, who, comma, which, and this. Why do you think we use them? Give me your opinion.
When we speak, it don't repeat the noun or the person or the something. I don't know.
Okay. Any other idea?
So the relative cause or refer the noun.
Okay. All right. So in this case, I'm gonna go. Okay. I want you to pay attention to this because there are 3 types of relative clauses. Okay.
Yeah.
So in this case, I have
The subject, the object.
I have number 1, and it says give relevant information and to make clear about the person or object we talk about. There are no commas in this particular relative clause. And then the number 2, okay, I'm so sorry, I didn't move this box. It says give extra information that is not, okay, essential to understand the sentence. So the number 2 is only extra information that I don't need it, okay? But in this one, I have to use commas before and after.
Okay.
The clause. And the last one is the one that we do not include a relative pronoun like which, who, what, no, that, sorry. We can use a verb in past participle or ing. This 1, 2, 3, they have a specific name. Okay? These are the names. Defining relative clauses.
Yeah.
Non-defining relative clauses. Reduced relative clauses. Okay? Which one do you think correspond to these boxes? Defining, which one do you think it is? 1, 2, or 3?
Defining 1.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this one can be number 1. What about non-defining?
2.
3.
No, 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
And what about reduce? Number 2 then?
2.
And 2.
2.
Okay. So
Essential.
let me just, so you put it like this. This one, and this one. Okay?
Mhm.
So again, I have 1, 2, 3. The one that gives relevant information and we have to make everything clear is called defining. Okay, like you mentioned.
Mhm.
The one that gives extra information that is not essential and we use commas before and after is called non-defining. Okay, not reduced, it would be non-defining. Okay.
Mhm.
And this one, we don't use any relative pronoun like which, that, who. So they are called reduced because it's smaller than the others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ones that include the relative pronoun.
Do you have
Because
questions with this?
in or in the past.
Do you have questions with this? Like the definition, because this is only the definition. Do you guys have questions?
No.
No. No.
No.
All right. So you understand the difference between the 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really, we are only going to focus on these 2. This one is only just for you guys to know that it exists, but we're really going to focus on these 2, okay?
Okay.
And hold on, let me erase. Okay. So I want you to take a moment and read this box, okay? And tell me these 2, what do you think it is? Defining, non-defining, or reduced? The same with this one and the same with this one. What do you guys think?
A role model is someone who provides an example for how to behave on the pen.
Okay, so this one is defining.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me erase. Okay, so I'm gonna put it like this. Okay, that's a D. What about the second one? The movies that children watch should be age appropriate. Is it defining, non-defining, or reduced?
Not defining.
Not defined.
Non-defining?
Non-defining.
Reduce.
What movies is not defining?
Okay, just remember, the non-defining, they
It's
have to use,
information.
it's extra information, but we use commas. Okay?
Okay.
So check in this case, hold on, let me erase this. Check, do you see commas?
No.
Okay, is it giving a specific and clear information? Because it says the movies that children watch should be age appropriate. Do you think that there is extra information or just the essential information?
Essential information.
So this one
That's
is
the
also,
fifth paragraph.
it is also defining, okay? There are no commas and it only gives the information that you need. You don't need anything else, okay? Now, number 3, so I have 1, 2, 3. Superheroes who, check, comma, who are often based on comic book characters, comma, are not always good role models for children.
Not
defining.
Not defining.
So, non-defining. What is the extra information?
The survey question.
This one. Okay,
Not
so
always good role.
this is the extra information. I don't need to know this information. It's not important. But I can say it. But it's just extra. I don't need it.
Okay.
Number 4, it says the survey, comma, which included people all over the world, comma, showed that movies can influence behavior. So this one is
Not defined.
Not defining.
non-defining. Okay, so the same thing. The extra information is in the commas, right? This, which included people from all over the world, is like giving more words. I don't need it, but I can say it.
Yeah.
And the last one, number 5 and number 6. These ones are the ones that are reduced. So we are using a verb in past participle and the ing. These two, we are not really going to practice them. We're only going to focus on this. But it's just important for you to know. They don't use that, who, which. They are only using this. Okay, that's why they are called reduce.
Reduce.
Okay, so people participating in the studies were volunteers. The movie voted the most inspirational that year was The Theory of Everything. Okay, but again, really, we're not going to focus on this, only on this part. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
What questions do you have with this so far?
Nothing.
No? Okay.
I don't understand. Defining, not reducing, and all defining and reduce are a grammar section or?
Yes, it's grammar section.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question? But sorry, do you have questions with this? No?
No.
All right. So we're gonna move a little bit to the. Okay, so I have this. You already told me. Okay. Like I said, we are really going to focus on defining and non-defining relative clauses. So normally, the relative clauses are which, who, whose, where, when, and that. Okay? These, they can be used for defining and for non-defining. Okay, we can use them, but, and let me erase that part. That is an exception. We don't use them with this. Okay? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now
Why?
tell me. In this case, it's just the rule. The thing is that in here, remember that we use the commas, but it is only the rule. There is not really explanation. They just go like that.
Okay.
So just remember, non-defining, I can use everything, but that, no. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, and that's it. Just like, again, it's just the rule. They don't have like a specific description about it, but only that is, the thing is that is very specific. So when we say extra information, is not, they don't really connect. Now, so we have this. For people, we are going to use which, who, and that.
That.
For the things, which, that. For places, where.
Yeah.
For time, when.
When.
And possession.
That. No.
Whose.
Whose.
Right. So for possession, whose. But, and pay attention to this, okay? We're going to be practicing, we're going to be focusing a little bit more on this, but we are going to have an opportunity to practice this part, okay?
Yeah.
But this is the focus, okay? Now, for non-defining, like I said, so I have who, which, when, where, and whose, but we are really going to focus on this. Okay, it's the same thing. All right.
Right.
Before I continue, what questions do you have with this?
No.
Everybody understands?
More or less.
Okay. What's the question that you have?
No, I don't know. Forget. Maybe when you continue, I understand.
Okay, when we use them, that's when you're going to be like if you have a question.
Okay.
All right, so this is you don't need to write this, and it's not in the book, but let's just try to identify. First, I want you to identify the defining relative clause, the non-defining relative clause, and the reduced clause. Okay. I want you to read the sentences in silence. Do it individually. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I want you to decide and say, for example, Captain America is a character who inspires many children. Read it and say like, okay, it's reduced, or no, it's defining, or no, non-defining. Okay. Read it, and then we're gonna check it. It's in silence individually, but then we're gonna check it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Defining were an example of good behavior had a lot of influence over children.
Ready.
All right, when the rest is finished, please tell me.
Find and watching the movie were not finding or children are slave over what can ever be you again.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Divider.
Yeah.
Divider.
Ready?
Yeah. Ready.
Okay. All right, so let's just. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the answers. Okay, so number 1, I have Captain America. Is a character who inspires many children.
Defining.
Defining.
Very good. Number 2 says, the movie which is based on the book was a big success.
Not defining.
Not defining.
Defining.
In this sentence, what is the extra information?
Which is based on the book?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. And we have the commas. So that's just
okay.
I'm so sorry. Hold on. Sorry. I put reduce. No. This one I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Is non-defining. Okay. Forget about this. Let me just I think I moved the box. Okay. But it's non-defining. Good. So number 3, I have sports heroes who aren't always examples of good behavior. have a lot of influence over children?
Defining.
Define.
Good. What is the extra information?
Who aren't always example of good behavior.
Exactly. So normally the extra information is always going to be between the commas.
Yeah.
Number 4, the people watching the movie were moved by its positive message.
Reduce.
Reduce.
Exactly. Okay. I'm not using any of who, which, but I'm using the ing. Number 5, the hero chosen. Sorry, I put it's chosen by most students as their favorite was Katniss.
Reduce.
Reduce.
Mm,
And this one is supposed to be chosen. But yes, it's I see
Not
that's
defining.
no. Again, it's reduced, but apparently I switched these two. Okay. So this one is reduced, okay? Ignore.
Because it's very simple, chosen.
Yes, it's chosen. So it's reduced, okay?
Okay.
So again, I maybe switch this one for this and I didn't notice. And the last one, I have people that our children look up to should be a good role models.
Define. Define.
Exactly. Okay.
Done.
It's clear and it's making a specific information. Okay. Now, in here, do you see the difference between the 3 relative clauses?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have questions with this before we continue?
No questions.
No? All right. So I have this. Well, actually, not this one. All right. What I'm going to ask you to do is to just open your notebook or in a piece of paper, if you want, and I want you to write only one sentence, okay, of these two, the defining and the non-defining, okay. Remember that we can use who, which, that, okay, but I want you to take a moment and write down one defining and one non-defining, okay. All right. So take 3 minutes and then I want you to tell me the examples you have, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
If you have questions or something, ask me, okay? Are you guys ready?
No.
No? Okay, don't worry. Ready? Not yet?
Ready.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I cannot really listen to everybody at the same time, but I'm going to separate you one more time into the breakout rooms. Okay, I want you to share the sentences that you have, and if you have a question or a mistake maybe or something you are not sure, ask your partner. Okay, and then the questions that you have, we're going to come back to the main to the principal session, and then we're gonna check them. Okay.
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 All right, so let me just separate you guys. Okay, we are 11 people. Okay. Okay, so I already sent the invitation for you to join. Please join.
Teacher, teacher, can you listen? Listen me?
Hold on. Yes, can you listen?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, okay.
All right. So the rest, everybody has to share. Everybody, they have to share their sentences. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if you have the sentences, you can go ahead and speak. Okay.
Okay. The fears for the deafening is people that walk every day are my neighbors. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
And the second, no deafening, is Thor, who is the god of the thunder, is the character more funny in the movie.
Okay. Yeah. Very good.
Okay.
All right.
It's
So
okay.
Yes, so let's just make sure what Pamela and Juan Carlos can say, okay?
Yes.
And I'll be checking the other groups.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
That the hundred, pardon me, that the 100 is a series which inspires of a lot of people. I think it's definition type. Definition defining type.
Yes, it's okay. There's another one, but he's not helpful.
What about you, Sergio? Can you hear us?
A doctor is someone who takes care of the people. I think that's defining. Non-defining. Uh, I don't have the the sentences.
Do you have just a one sentences?
Yes, because I get busy in my house.
No, don't worry.
Mm, but let me think about one.
And your influence?
I 101. The cars knew that my boat have should be expensive. It's
Can you repeat?
Defining. I haven't sentences that reduce. I don't write. Let me think.
Okay, everybody's here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just go back to the presentation. Okay, before we actually continue with this, so remember in this case, oh, I'm so sorry. In this case, remember, right now we are only going to focus on number 1 and number 2. Reduce, not really, okay? Don't worry about making an example because that's not what we're going to be working for the unit, okay? But now, with the defining and the non-defining, what questions do you have? Do you still have questions with them?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is in your book, now we have page 29, okay?
Okay.
And it's section D. It's exercise 2.5, and it says, complete the sentences using the relative clauses who, which, and that. Okay, so I want you to read number 1, number 2, and number 3, and decide which one corresponds to each of the sentences, okay?
Okay.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Mhm.
Sorry, I didn't put the. All right, so let me just go back to the software. Page 29. Okay. So in this case, for number 1, we have. Oh, hold on. Okay, it says I read an article recently about the impact.
That.
Okay, good. That violent movies can have on young children.
Mhm.
Number 2, it said that kids
Who?
exactly are exposed to violence in movies and on TV tend to show bigger levels of aggressive behavior once they grow up. And the last one, I prefer if my younger brother watches movies like Finding Dory.
Which?
Good, which is funny and inspiring.
Mhm.
Do you guys have questions with this?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. So I'm so sorry. What?
Always are defining.
Yes, these are defining. Yeah. Well, except no. Yes, they are defining. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, in this case, they are all defining. And let me go back to the presentation because I have something for you guys. Okay. We're gonna do 2 more activities before I actually let you go. And check this information. It says complete the blanks. So these are the blank lines with information that is true for you. Okay. So it's pretty much what you want to invent. Number 1, it says blank is the day in my country when blank. So what you can do is, for example, I put May 1st is the day in my country when workers have a day off. So sorry, off from work. Okay, so I invented the information that is in the lines. And for example, number 2, Juan Carlos is a person I know who likes to speak. Or for example, the living room is a room in my house where I like to watch TV. Winter is a time of the year when I wear long coats, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to actually participate. I want you to speak. We're going to go to a breakout room, and I want you actually to have a fluent conversation, okay? Invent as many examples as you can. All right? Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let me take a picture so you can have this, or I don't know.
Yeah, I took a picture.
You already took a picture? All right.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna separate you, but please, everybody, you have to speak, okay? Because I want to listen everybody speaking. Okay. You're leaving right now, okay?
Yes. December 24 is a day in my country when celebrate Christmas.
Can you repeat, perfect? I don't understand.
December 24 is a day in my country when I celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
Okay. And a special day, for example, the second day on November is the day on my country when celebrate the diet.
You win the phrase.
What?
Do you want me the example?
Okay. Sorry.
I think the same.
You need thing.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Well, for the first question, September 16 is the day in my country when it celebrates the Independence Day.
Independence Day. Yeah.
Yeah. And Sergio is a person I know who likes football. And mm, the living room is the room in my house where I do exercise nowadays because of quarantine. And Christmas is a time of the year when I visit most of.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I was awakened last night is the reason why I have many homework. Yes.
Yes.
What is the reason?
It's the number 6.
Okay.
Mm,
And number 5 is that the part of my tongue here, the hit 2 cars in the street.
Okay. The number 4.
Sorry. My pet, no.
You what, Sandra?
I think
I don't know.
my dog is in the room in my house where
I don't understand this example.
What you say in the first?
is my dog is in the room in my house where I sleep.
My what? Sorry?
My dog or my cat is in the room in my house where I sleeping or where I or my mother is in the room, no, in my house where kitchen. Oh, kitchen is in the room in my house where my mother cook.
Yes.
Where? In yours?
I haven't. The number 1. February 24 is the day in my country when celebrate the flag.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. When for number 5 in the street, Lincoln is the part of my town where the past the carnival.
Okay.
Okay.
Kitchen is the room in my house where I cook.
Okay.
Okay, I think we are going to back to the session, principal session.
Mm. 18 seconds. In November is the time of the year when I celebrate my birthday.
Hello.
Everybody's here?
Yeah.
Right. So in this case, I was listening to some of you. What questions do you have with these relative clauses? Is it clear, or do you still have questions?
I have to study a little, teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but
And practice it.
okay, but for now, in this case, did you understand the difference or how, when to use them?
Yeah.
Yes. more or
Okay.
less.
All right. So this is actually I want to finish with one activity. This one is for you. I want you to continue speaking. This is the final activity that we're gonna be doing. And it
Okay.
says the relative clauses where, when, why. Okay. And why? Sorry. Give complete answers. So in this case, it says life-changing moments. Can you remember? This is how you start the question. Can you remember? Hold on. Are they when you
When
made
I-
a big decision?
Yes, when I got married.
All right. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Okay. We're gonna talk about life-changing moments. This is again the final activity we're gonna do before I tell you about the homework, and then until we meet again on Thursday. I'm going to one more time separate you with the same people that you were working in the last breakout rooms, but I want you to take turns. You don't have to answer all of the questions, but take turns and choose, okay, the questions you want to discuss. I'm going to give you 5 minutes for you to discuss this, okay? All right.
Yes.
Give complete answers. So for example, if my question is, can you remember a day when you made a big decision? Yes, a day when I made a big decision was when I decided to start the master's degree this year, okay? Or when a day that when I made a big decision was when I decided to work out in my house, for example. Just different things, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so how many minutes are you going to have for this? 5 minutes, okay?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. And again, take turns. You don't have to answer all of the questions. And with this, we're going to finish. Did you guys take a picture with these questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just send you to the breakout rooms, and then with this, we're gonna finish. Did you take a picture then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let me send you, and then 5 minutes.
And
I did in my example 3 minutes ago.
Tell me.
No, yeah, I forget. I forgot.
well, I day when I made a big decision was when I decide buy my house after a lot of time. It's a great decision when I decide to buy my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, great decision.
Yes.
And you, Cecilia?
What?
You too buy a house or no?
I buy a house in Cumbres. And it's a big. It's a good.
Excuse me, you live in Cumbres.
It's a good house. I dream my house. I dream my house.
Okay.
I think it's a big house.
I don't live in here today, but I um,
Okay.
A place where I learned something very important was when I traveled to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I learned the culture and food, how the people exercising in this country, etc.
Okay. Well, a place where I learned something very important was when I visited the hospital for the first time and had my practice with the patients. I was very
good.
I was very stressed.
I met my girlfriend there.
But you're talking about the place.
Place. Yeah, the place is named Nuevo Sur.
If a place where I met your girlfriend
Yes.
was, I don't know. Okay.
Well, in my case, the number 5. I didn't use a different career. It's well because I don't other option, or I don't have think in the other career.
Okay.
A day when you made a big decision. You have a big day when you made a big decision, Pamela?
It's okay.
Which
Why?
semester courses? Which semester of engineering system?
Seventh semester.
Like my boyfriend.
Really?
Yes. Do you know a person? His name is Renato Guzman.
Renato. In which semester it is?
He died 20 years ago. Rest in peace. In fact, this is my father was my inspiration.
Okay. A person who had influence for me was my mom, because she are very strong, and I don't know, is very she is very responsible with me.
Okay, this is good. You feel good when your mom take care of you.
Yes.
Okay, finish, no?
What?
Finish or?
Yes, we're gonna go back to the main group right now, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And then we're gonna tell you about the homework.
Thank you, teacher.
Yes, you're welcome.
Teacher,
Yes.
I had a doubt.
Okay, let
example-
me, tell me.
For example, in the second question, a person who had a big influence on you as a child, I don't know how to put or the sentence where or why.
No,
in the grammar.
yes, no, in this case, the why, it's not the, that was more like why, like explain why. It was only like where or when. Why is only like the reason.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, why is not a relative clause. It's only like to explain the
Okay,
reason.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hello.
Right. Hi. Okay, so I think everybody's here. Before I let you go, we have a more complete class right now. What questions do you guys have with the topic, with the sentences that you practiced? Do you have questions?
No.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
So in this case, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you 3 activities for homework. Okay, they are only in Google Classroom, and one is in the book. Okay, I already sent the invitation for the Google Classroom to your Gmail. Okay, but I'm going to remind you anyways. The number 1 is for you guys to create 6 sentences, okay, using defining or non-defining relative clauses.
Okay.
But only use who, which, or that. Okay.
Okay.
You don't have to like think a lot, nothing too elaborated. Just give examples, 6 sentences, and if you see in the Google Classroom section, I put some examples as well, so you can have more or less the idea.
Okay.
Okay. That's homework number 1. The second homework is in the book, actually. It's, if you have your book with you, it's page 30, 31, which is only to read this section, which is says are superheroes good role models, and to answer the questions that are in page 32. Okay, only that. And this is actually something we're gonna check on Thursday. And the third homework is in Google Classroom as well, and it says write a movie review. Okay, so the instructions are: think about a movie that you really like or enjoy watching. What type of movie is it? What is the genre? Horror, action, comedy? Do you think it has influenced your life? And I want you to just write down your thoughts on the movie, your point of view, what you think about the characters, or if it has influence on people. Okay?
Okay.
And that's the only thing you're gonna have for homework. What, I don't know if you have questions with this.
No.
No.
Okay. All right, so try. I know that sometimes it's difficult because of work, but I would like to see if you can do this by Wednesday. Like if you can. If no, it's okay. I understand. I'm gonna check them anyways because next week we are going to have a quiz similar to the one we had the last time. 25 questions, very simple. But I want you guys to practice this part, okay?
Ya tan
Okay.
rápido.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's really simple. It's really not going to be as complicated, maybe if you want to call it like that, as the first one. But again, it's only 25 questions and just what we are practicing right now, okay?
Okay.
All right, so for now, that's it. Thank you so much for staying with me today. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on Thursday morning, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Ida. Thank you, Ida. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.